It is sometimes a good strategy to file a lawsuit just so you can get out of the hands of this person who is clearly not being reasonable with you. So sometimes you have to fight to get that which you have coming to you. Oftentimes in these car accident cases, when we are presenting our case for our client, it is in the hands of a low-level adjuster. Let me just tell you about these low-level adjusters. They have hundreds of files on their desk. What they are wanting to do is just get them done, move on. They don't really care about the person that is in each file. They look at everybody as a number. They look at a case and they say, well, that case is only worth $20,000. They've never spoken to you, the injured person. They don't know how it's really affecting your life, even though we have attempted to explain that to them. And so they'll put some arbitrary number of value on your case. What happens is we get to the point with a client where we either have to accept this arbitrary number they've come up with, or we have to fight. And what I try to explain to my clients is sometimes we need to fight, not just for the sake of fighting, so that we can get this file in the hands of somebody else. Because insurance companies, they have multiple levels of seniority. The higher up we can get the file, the more money they are allowed to put on a case. There's a case recently where there's a $25,000 policy, and the client was willing to take the $25,000. Not a big policy at all. The client wanted to be done with it. Sure to form, the insurance company offers like $7,000. Something that's like insulting. I was insulted. And then we say, no, we'll take the $25,000. And then they come back and they offer us like $9,500. And I talked to the client. I'm like, I'm done with these people. If I have your permission, I'd love to file a lawsuit because we need to get this file in the hands of somebody who can actually be reasonable with you. They said, okay. And they agreed. We filed the lawsuit. I then get a call from another adjuster. Again, the file moved up the ladder, the chain of command. And the adjuster said, oh, Mr. Jaspon, will you take the $25,000 now? And I said, no, we gave you multiple opportunities to do the right thing and pay the $25,000. Clearly the client's case is worth that or more. Y'all decide to get cheap because you're just looking at my client as another number. I take that as an insult to the client. It's demeaning and not addressing the injuries that they legitimately suffered. And so now what's happened is that insurance company, because they were being cheap, they have now put their insured person who was at fault for the accident, they put their insured in a position to be sued. They've made it so that they're going to have to go to court and deal with these things. And let's just say, for example, we go to trial in the case and we get a $300,000 verdict, which I'm going to be asking for that or more if we go all the way to trial. The person, their insured, would be responsible for everything over $25,000. In situations like that, in essence, what their insurance company is doing with them is they're playing roulette. All right, they're gambling with their finances, their financial future. Because, when they offered us $9,000, that insulting number, they're betting that enough lawyers will tell their clients to accept that they're willing to take the risk that you get a lawyer like me who's not going to just take anything and have to sue them. They're basically gambling with their insured's future. And I don't like that. But at the same time, I have to do what my client's best interest based on their injuries, based on the evidence that we have. And now we're in a position where we have to go and take this further. And I'm hoping that the insurance company is going to eventually pony up additional money above their policy limits to protect their insured. Even though their insured is responsible for the accident, their insured pays them money every month for this insurance to protect him in the event he hurts somebody, not on purpose. It was a mistake, but he hurt somebody. When you hurt somebody, that's why you have insurance, to protect you and to pay them for their injuries and their pain and suffering. And the insurance company didn't do that on their insured's behalf. But it's amazing how much higher the offers get when you file the lawsuit. And I don't want to have to sue anybody, but be reasonable with my client from the beginning, and then we don't have to go there. The takeaway is I am here to fight for you. When you hire me, my concern is you. All right. I'm not concerned about the insurance company. My concern is you making sure you're treated fairly. If you need an attorney, give me a call. I'll be happy to talk to you for free and go over your case. Thank you.